let's take some audience questions. This is a topic that Steve Kerr raised, and I will admit that I did not read what Kerr's. I've heard him talk about it before, but I didn't read if anything was written by him about the age limit. This was in the Win, though, this week. Is Steve Kerr right with his argument on raising the NBA age limit by a year? I'll let you start, Zach.
I am not one of those people that really gets mad about the age limit. I know everyone says this is a special monopoly and it's unconstitutional, blah, blah, blah. Even if it's an age requirement,
our founding fathers wanted players to be able to go from high school to the NBA, Zach.
I know. They wanted Neural Norlands, or whatever the hell his name is, to be able to go straight from high school to the Bobcats. I don't have a problem with there being requirements for a job. And if one of those requirements is an age limit, if they're going to raise it to 20, I've said this before, and Scott Schroeder has talked about this, and other people have too. If they're going to raise it to 20, let's make the D League an actual minor league system that we can put players through. Right. They can come out of high school. They still have to wait 2 years before they can spend more than, we could say, 2 10-day contracts in the pros. And we rework the system to where that's a viable option. If they end up just making it, you have to wait 2 years and then you can come out and there's no minor league system, I'm fine with it. It's better for the veterans, which is all the union cares about is their current members. They don't care about future members right now necessarily.
Right.
And for the teams, it kind of saves the teams from themselves, which it shouldn't be that way. We should have 30 competent front offices, but we don't, and so we have to kind of deal with what we have. And if that's what it takes to make them feel better about the draft, then whatever, we'll adjust to it, and we're not gonna need to march on Washington to get this kind of thing reversed.
Yeah, I think that a big issue that I have with the whole argument is that NBA players, or that players develop in college in ways that they can't in the NBA. That's what drives me nuts, because you see a lot of guys who come out after 3 years and can barely handle the ball. Jordan Hill is like a ready answer, right? He spent 3 years in Arizona with a great coaching staff and is basically just a jumping jack in the NBA. That's what he does. So I don't think that. And meanwhile, Kyrie Irving plays 11 games and is one of the most skilled point guards in the NBA already. So I think that sort of the whole issue that we're bemoaning a lack of talent or a lack of experience in the players that come into the draft has no merit. And to me, I don't understand other than, here's how it means to me. An NBA team doesn't want to have to pay for a player before he's 21, because it's very rare that anyone before they're 21 can make a huge impact for your team. And if that's what they want, I would rather they just say that than act like it's for the kids' good, because there's no, for sure. I just don't buy that argument at all.
Yeah, I think there are certainly cases in which the development aspect that they're citing here is legitimate, and some guys need that time to develop, but that's not universal, and it might even be the minority. If that's their reasoning, that just seems like a BS reason to me. But if it's just we're kind of saving ourselves from ourselves, and we think that it would just be better if guys are 21, so we're not risking all of this money and all of this investment into younger guys. If you just come out and say that, I'm fine with it. But don't pretend that these guys are developing under John Calipari. No one's developing under John Calipari except learning how to manage a bank account. Allegedly.
You know what? Take that back about John Calipari, because players get better with him. He is a good one and done coach.
Jesus. What does that mean?
He's not Rick Barnes. He's like an actual coach.
Well, it's not saying he can't coach the game. He can coach the game, but he's not.
He made DeMarcus Cousins better, didn't he, in 1 year?
What did he do for Terrence Jones? Terrence Jones has gotten worse under him since he came into college. Terrence Jones, John Wall didn't improve. Tyreek Evans didn't improve. Chris Douglas Roberts got more dangerous.
John Wall was ahead of the college game though already. He was too good in college to like get significantly
exactly.
better.
So what
he had to leave.
No, you can teach a guy like John Wall. If you're this basketball genius that is John Calipari, you can teach John Wall how to play the game smarter, how to be better about shot selection. All
right, we're getting sidetracked. We're getting
This is the bacon. This is the bacon right now. I'm hijacking the show. This is what we're doing. You can teach him how to fix his jumper. If you were
we're not hijacking the show. We're going to talk about Zachary. We're going to talk about the playoffs. Just settle down.
This is ridiculous.
All right, here's a real firecracker of a topic. Sixers Bulls, the series that everyone is raring to see. Tonight, first to 60 wins, and who will win?
I actually did a 5-on-5 today. I don't know if it's up yet, but I said I instituted George Mikan's law, which is first to 70 wins the game, and I think Philly is going to close it out at home.
Yeah, I would love to see Philly win. I mean, Chicago, I feel awful for them, but I would like to see Philly as an 8 seed, get a little momentum. Chicago's going to be in the top of the Eastern Conference and the top of the league for the next 5 years. So it would be cool to see Philly get some experience under their belt, grow a little bit, and I really think they have a chance of more than a puncher's chance of getting into the first round or the Eastern Conference Finals. This game is going to be nasty. And to me, the only way that Chicago is going unless Chicago gets hot and makes a bunch of threes like they did in Game 5, I think that it's going to come down to offensive rebounding. And if Noah is healthy enough to give them anything, he's been their best player in this series by a few different metrics. Taj Gibson has given them some good minutes. And hopefully that'll be enough for them, because if Philly is at home, if they're getting out on the break and getting anything cheap, it's going to be big problems.
Yeah, and I think it's important that Philly wins because we've already gotten rid of the Jameer Nelson, Chris Duhon point guard combination, and to get rid of C.J. Watson, John Lucas III was just oh my God, just the Q rating alone of the playoffs would go so far up. It would be nice for Chicago to battle through the injuries and make one more round, but I'm just so sick of watching John Lucas III. I can't do it anymore.
Well, and there's also something interesting. Like even if Chicago had a better chance of winning, wouldn't you rather watch the team playing at their peak level, even if it's not that high, against a team that, as Anthony Bain put it on Twitter, every jump shot that Chicago shoots comes with an asterisk in his mind. He's a Chicago fan. And, I totally get what he means. I mean, you're watching and you're like, oh, this is fun. I can root for these guys, but, this isn't my team. Derrick Rose was my team. Right. It's fun to root for Drew Holiday, even if he's not much better than C.J. Watson some nights.
Most nights. I completely agree. You look at Chicago and all you think of is it's like they overcooked my steak. I can't eat my steak right now. They completely overcooked it, and it's dry. It's this dry, hard piece of coal with a little bit of cat poop mixed into it, and that's what it's like to enjoy this meal. Whereas you see just a much better meal. It's not a good meal, but it's just better. It's like a Happy Meal at McDonald's. They could sponsor us. That would be a great segue for a sponsorship right now.
Yeah, so you say the Philly is a burger. Philly is a delicious burger. Chicago, potentially delicious steak, but overcooked, dry, tough.
Not even a delicious. It's not even a good burger. It's just an acceptable. It's an acceptable piece of meat. Whereas Chicago,
it's just filling.
It's so burnt. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just a protein bar.